Hello, and welcome to the second part of this RWBY fanfiction reading of Just Across the Way by Open Book 1020, or Tegan, which is probably a better name because, saying names with numbers in them is kind of annoying to have to say all the time. But anyways, we are in Chapter 3, Lunch, and hopefully you will continue to see why I like the story so much. Anyways, RWBY's POV. Ruby, hey, we're here. Snap out of it. Weiss was waving a hand in front of my eyes. I shook my head a bit. Sorry, zoned out. Put my fist on my head and stuck my tongue out, hoping to look cute. Weiss blushed a bit. Mission success, I thought triumphantly. You can pick what you want. I'll pay, she smiled while pulling out a card. I frowned. Are you sure? I mean, I'm the one who knocked you over yesterday. And I'm the one who reacted like a child. It's fair in my eyes that I do something to apologize, she shrugged. Just think of it as my treat if you want, and not an apology. Okay, I started looking around. Weiss, she looked back at me. Yes? What food do you like? I played with my fingers while she thought about an answer. I like most of the things here, but I don't care too much for the greasy fast food. But this is for you. I'll buy whatever you want. She never stopped smiling. Okay, well, what kind of pizza do you like? I wanted to make sure she liked something I chose. I'm fine with anything on my pizza. Even anchovies? I giggled a little. Okay, not anything, she giggled too. Am I doing good? Now let's get some pizza. Just plain old pepperoni. I gave her a hug. Thanks, Weiss. You're welcome, Ruby. When I let go, Weiss was blushing. Weiss, are you okay? She didn't say anything. She just nodded and started dragging me to the pizza place. She was holding my hand, like actually holding it. Her hand is so soft. Weiss's POV. Ruby hugged me, and I just stood there looking dumb. I was dragging Ruby to the pizza place, but it took me a moment to realize that Ruby's hand wasn't just in mine. She was holding on to my hand as well. I looked back, and our eyes met. I faced towards the pizza place again. She was blushing, right? I didn't imagine that. I couldn't have. We reached the end of the line at the pizza place. Ruby tugged at my skirt. I'm going to sit down. She went to find a table while I waited in line. It took around 5 minutes to reach the front of the line and order the pizza. Would you like some cookies with that? The boy at the cash register asked. I looked towards Ruby, who had found a table and was waiting for me. Cookies sound delicious. I swiped my card and the cashier handed me a small bag of cookies and my order number. I walked back over to Ruby and handed her the order number. I had the cookies behind my back. Ruby? I had a question for her. Did you need something, Weiss? She was idly playing with her fingers. What's with the girl in your t-shirt? I asked, gesturing to her t-shirt. She giggled. This is Sagiri. She's like the cutest anime girl ever. She was really excited to talk about her shirt. Anime, what's that? Ruby looked at me, horrified. Ruby's POV. I almost died. Weiss, the beautiful princess. Didn't know what anime was. Idea! Weiss, you have to come over sometime and watch some of my favorite anime with me. I'm a genius. Weiss and I get to hang out. I get to watch anime. Weiss. Time with Weiss. Alone time with Weiss. Weiss. Oh geez, am I a yandere? Am I obsessed with Weiss? I barely know her. This is weird. Yang, help me! I'd love to, Ruby. When can I? She said she'd love to. That's a point for me. How about Monday? Will that work? I was playing with my fingers under the table. I'll be there. Can I have your phone number? That way I can ask you any questions. She asked for my number. Score! Sure, I showed her my phone number and she copied it into her contacts. The pizza place called our number. Weiss cut me off. I'll get it, Ruby. Relax. She stood up, and as she went by me, she placed her hand on my shoulder and something on the table with her free hand. You don't have to be so nervous. She walked off to get the food. When I looked at the table, I saw what she had left. It's a small package of chocolate chip cookies. She's an angel. Weiss POV. I hope that calmed her down, I thought as I walked to the pizza place. I grabbed her pizza and said a quick thanks to the employees. On the way back to the table, I noticed Ruby was looking down, literally and in the sense that she looked sad. When I got there, she was holding what seemed to be the last cookie from the package I bought. "What's wrong, Ruby?" I asked her gently as I set the pizza box on the table. She held out the last cookie with both hands, reminiscent of what a small child would do. "I'm sorry, I didn't even ask if they were for me. I ate all of them, but this one, well, all of them and some of this one." I now noticed that the cookie she was holding had a large chunk taken out of it. She was looking right into my eyes. Hers were filled with genuine sadness. All were some cheap cookies. Did something I rarely do. I laughed, a genuine joyful laugh. "What's so funny? Why are you laughing at me?" She didn't smile. She started pouting. I took the cookie she was holding out to me and took my seat. "Nothing. Did you think I'd be angry you ate all the cookies?" I looked at the last cookie, then back at Ruby. I leaned over the table and Ruby closed her eyes. I bet she's expecting me to yell. Ruby's POV. "Yeah, I've done it now. I bet these were Weiss's favorite cookies." She leaned over the table towards me. I closed my eyes and braced myself for the anger. "You dunce." That's all she said. I felt her put something in my mouth. I opened my eyes. Weiss was staring at me with a smile. She shoved the last cookie in my mouth. "But your cookies?" I asked, but it came out muffled because of the cookie. She held up a finger. "Ruby, I only bought them because I thought you would enjoy them. I couldn't care less whether I ate any or not." She wasn't angry at all. If anything, she seemed glad I enjoyed the cookies so much. "Weiss." It came out funny again. She kept staring at me. "I think that was my name." She giggled her angelic giggle. I didn't want to talk anymore. I pointed to her phone and made a snapping camera motion in the air. "Want to take a picture?" she asked, picking up her phone. I nodded. She moved the chair next to me and we got ready to take a picture. I did my trademark peace signs with a cookie in my mouth, still in my mouth. Weiss smiled and faked noise by acting like she was rolling her eyes. Her phone clicked and she sent it to me afterwards. My phone vibrated in my jeans pocket. I'm falling in love with this girl. Oh, alright. See, this is why it's so good. The sister. Ruby's POV. This pizza's pretty good for being a mall food court. Weiss had been rather silent since... What the fuck? God damn it. What just happened? Anyways... Weiss had been rather silent since the picture, but she didn't move her chair back to the other side of the table. Is there a reason that she stayed sitting next to me? I thought, trying my best not to blush. I eat this pizza at least once a week. I'm here most of my week, but I don't mind. My job is fun. How's yours, Weiss? She was chewing, so she held up a finger and had her other hand over her mouth. It was much more polite than my "how much food can I get down in one bite" approach. Because of this, I had eaten 3 slices and was halfway through my 4th, while Weiss was about to finish her first one. She swallowed her bite of pizza and began speaking. "Well, today is my first day, but my coworkers seem really nice. Apparently, because we're still understaffed, I'll have to work on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And the weekends occasionally. What's your schedule?" She finished talking and took the last bite out of her first slice. I grinned. "Exactly the same. What a coincidence." "Hey, Weiss, can I ask you something?" I thought of something kind of weird. She nodded. "Do you believe in destiny?" God. Fine, whatever. She gave me an inquisitive look. She swallowed her pizza, then spoke. "I do believe that everyone has a destiny, and fate plays a large role in how life goes. But sometimes fate decides that good people should get the worst the world can give." Her expression went grim and her eyes weren't shining like I'd seen them before. "I'm just going to go for it." "Weiss, do you think we're destined for each other?" She blushed a bit and gave me a questioning look. I mean, destined to meet each other, not destined for each other. That'd be weird because we both have to be into girls and the chances of that are really slim." I was waving my hands around frantically. Weiss gently grabbed my filling arms and set them on my lap. She was smiling again and her cheeks were tinged with red. "When you put it like that, maybe we were destined to meet each other the way we did. If I could, I'd only change one thing." She was gripping the hem of her skirt. "What would you change?" I asked quietly, almost a whisper. She looked me in the eyes and giggled. "I wouldn't have given you such a bad first impression of me." She laughed into her hand. I'm happy I met you, Ruby. I want you to know that I will do my very best to not lose my temper like I did yesterday. Little things like those cookies or bludgeoning my head with your own, those things won't make me mad, I promise. I was blushing hard. I could feel the heat in my cheeks. Weiss, I got cut off by the one person I was hoping wouldn't see us. Whoa, did Ruby finally get a girlfriend? God damn it. Weiss's POV. Whoa, did Ruby finally get a girlfriend? I jolted a little in my seat from the sudden noise and the idea posed. A tall blonde girl who was, in my opinion, wearing a little too, little clothing for her assets, pulled a chair from another table and sat across from Ruby and I. Yang, don't embarrass me in front of my new friend. Rewind. I looked at her and then at the blonde, silently asking the who is this question. Oh, Weiss, this is my sister, Yang. Yang, this is Weiss, my new friend. I looked at Yang. Sup, Yang said. She seemed to be looking me over, which was slightly embarrassing. Wait a minute, you're the girl Ruby told me about yesterday. I looked over at Ruby. She looked pale and worried. Yeah, she said something about seeing the most Ruby shoved a pizza slice in her mouth. Oh, wow, Yang, you need to stop playing so many video games so late. They're messing with your memories. Ruby looked more nervous than ever before. Yang's eyes lit up for a moment. She took the pizza out of her mouth. So you and my sister made up after your accident yesterday? She took a bite after she finished. Yep, all good in here. You can have that pizza and leave, Yang. Ruby gave the most unconvincing smile I'd ever seen. She's hiding something for sure. So Ruby, why is your sister here? Ruby jumped and then looked at me with that same incriminating smile. Oh, Yang, she just works for at the game store on the second floor. If you mean here, like right now, I don't know, maybe trying to ruin my life? Ruby glared at her sister and Yang just laughed at the notion. Yang swallowed her pizza and spoke. I can take a hint. I'll be leaving. It was nice meeting you, Weiss. What? Ruby glared at her sister and Yang. Okay. I can take a hint. I'll be leaving. It was nice meeting you, Weiss. She stood up and began to walk away. It was a pleasure meeting you, Yang. I have learned very much from this little exchange. So Ruby is just like me. Ruby made a whining sound. She ate the last of our pizza. I looked at the empty box. Yang had eaten 3 slices of pizza in that short time. It had to be some sort of dark magic. It's okay, Ruby. I was done anyways. Ruby was crying over dramatically. I decided to check the time on my phone. Ruby? I nearly lost my grip on my phone. Yeah? What's up? That was a terrible sniffle. She looked at me through her dramatic tears. We're going to be late. Our lunch breaks end in 2 minutes. I grabbed our trash in one hand and Ruby's hand in the other. I got up in a full sprint, but Ruby was able to keep up. I dumped the trash as we went by the trash can and kept running. I only had 3 things on my mind. 1. How am I running in heels? 2. I can't be late on my first day. Number 3. Ruby. I'm falling for her. This little rose in a dark world, and all I want is to be with her. The 3rd thing was obviously at the forefront of my mind and thoughts. I looked back at her, and my heart was beating just as fast as my legs were moving. But it wasn't from the running. That much I knew. Oof. Alright. The Princess, the Servant, and the Tyrant. Ooh. Oh, what the God, what the fuck is happening? God damn it. Okay. Why is this POV? Just move along. Hey, Schnee, you never told me how your little date with Red over there went. I guess you were holding hands on your way back. Flint had taken his lunch break and we only had around 20 minutes till we closed. It went fine. Wait, it wasn't a date. Damn it. If only I had caught that before I started talking. Flint put on a smug smile. You'd like to go on a date with her, wouldn't you, Schnee? I felt my cheeks heating up. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's, I wanted to say it in the least awkward way possible. She swings your way, Schnee? That works too. Yes, Flint, she's interested in girls. At least it very much seems that way. I was definitely a shade of red, only the most perfect tomatoes reached at this point. It's cool. You've only known her for a day. I got a feeling it'll work. Jesus Christ. I got a feeling it'll all work out for you. He gave me a genuine smile. I better be the musician for your wedding, though. He winked and I blushed. Flint. It's about time to start closing, Schnee. You can go ahead and go. Your little red seems to be leaving, too. I'll finish up here. Thanks, Flint. He waved his hand dismissively. See you Wednesday. See you then, I said as I turned around. Hi, Weiss. I jumped. Rui was waiting at the entrance to the store. Are you heading home, too? Sorry if I startled you. She giggled. So childish, but in the best way. I am, actually. Would you like to walk with me to the parking lot, then? I asked with a smile. Sure, we'll have to wait for a bit for Yang. She's my ride. How are you getting home? She looked worried for a moment. Don't worry, Ruby. I have a ride home. My butler Klein will pick me up. Ruby giggled. Forgot, rich family and stuff. She frowned but didn't say anything else. Ruby, what's wrong? I asked her, concerned. Oh, nothing. We should get going. She put her trademark smile back on, but there was something under it. But I decided it best not to press. I followed Ruby to her preferred exit. I assume she used this one because Yang's car was in the parking lot nearest to it. I assumed it was a car. I was mistaken. When we arrived, Ruby proudly announced, "This is Yang's ride, Bumblebee." She did some dramatic arm movements. Bumblebee was a bright-colored motorcycle. It looked extremely well kept. Yang must care deeply about it. Have you ridden a motorcycle before, Weiss? Ruby asked. She seemed to be back to her normal jovial self. No, I haven't. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Honestly, motorcycles seem way too dangerous to warrant their use. But in hopes of seeming cool, I said I'd be okay with riding one of those death bikes. Okay. I'll have Yang give you a ride sometime, she grinned. You brought your friend, Ruby? Yang had walked up behind me while Ruby and I were talking. Hello, Yang, I greeted her politely. Sup, Yang said simply. Yes, I brought my friend. She's waiting for her ride home. Ruby glared at her sister. Yang tapped her short pockets. Shit. Ruby, wait here. I forgot my phone back at the game shop. Yang ran off back towards the mall. Well, I guess I'm stuck here for a while now. Ruby shrugged, but stayed happy. I have you here, so it's fine. As fun, Q Klein arrived back in the family car. Oh, this is my ride. I frowned. Ruby slumped a bit. Oh, see you tomorrow? She looked hopeful. I don't have to work tomorrow, but I'll make sure I have time to go over on Monday. I gave her a smile. Okay, Ruby leaned against Bumblebee. Bye-bye, she smiled again. Bye, Ruby. I gave her one last smile before I got into the family car with Klein. I mean, you talked about your schedule, and you should, whatever. Anyways. God, why am I so tired? Klein had a questioning expression with a bit of mischief. Is that your new mistress, Miss Schnee? Jesus. He smiled. Klein was the only person within my household that knew my secret. Winter knew as well, but she had moved out to rebel against father. I blushed. She's just a friend, Klein. We crossed paths yesterday. I said as Klein put the car in drive and began exiting the parking lot. Klein, can you bring me here tomorrow? Of course, Miss Schnee, but didn't you say that you weren't needed to work tomorrow? May I ask the reasoning? Of course you don't need one. Klein always felt more of a father to me. I probably loved him more than my real father. Well, Klein, you just saw the reason. She's the reason. I blushed. Klein smiled an understanding smile. I remember my first love, Miss Schnee. I remember some of the crazy things it makes you do as well. I sighed. Weiss left a lot sooner than I expected. I was hoping she'd stay longer, but it was the middle of summer. 90-degree heat isn't for everyone, especially on the pavement. Well, that ended sooner than expected. Yang came walking out from behind a nearby car. She startled me a bit. Yang, I thought you forgot your phone. She held up the phone in question. I didn't forget my phone. I just wanted to give you lovebird some time alone. Well, alone with a little spy. She stuck her tongue out and winked at me. Shut up. I have enough trouble around her as it is. Yang gave me an inquisitive look. Why do you have trouble? I play with my fingers again. Well, she's all rich and stuff, dresses, makeup, and I motion to my clothes and hair. I'm just kind of there, you know? I'm not royal-like. I'm not pretty. I don't play dress up. I felt like crying. Yang stared at me for a bit, then laughed a lot. She put her hand on my shoulder and looked me in the eyes. Ruby, we may not be rich. We may not be royalty. Hell, we don't even wear makeup. Also, Weiss doesn't wear very much, I can tell. But even with all that, you're my beautiful little sister. Weiss doesn't seem like she cares what you wear, how much money you have, or where you come from. She likes being around you, but that's everybody. Your chipper personality and mood is infectious, Ruby. Weiss, on the other hand, she seems to want to be around you. So stop worrying. You guys just met. Give it time. I was crying now. I wiped my tears. Thanks, Yang. Let's go home. I smiled. She handed me my red helmet with my black rose decal. Yeah, I gotta teach you how to please. Yang! It's fine. I wanted to be a tomato anyways. It's the best vegetable. Or is it a fruit? Joking, Ruby. Or was I? Stop! God. Weiss's POV. Father's office door was right in front of me. I just have to go in and ask to go to a friend's place for a day. Easy. Easy. Not easy. Not at all. I reached for the doorknob. Weiss, I can hear your shoes clattering. Stop lingering. What is it you need? I'm very busy right now. I opened the door and moved to stand in front of Father's desk. I would just like your permission to go to a friend's home. Who is this friend? Her name is Ruby Rose, sir. I just recently met her. Where is her home? She hasn't told me yet. I believe it is in the country. How do you expect to go if you don't know where her home is? He looked away from his computer to look at me. She said she would text me her address. Father didn't look away from me. Fine. You know your curfew. Be home before midnight. You know the consequences. Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. I'll leave you to your work now. I turned to leave. And Weiss, yes, Father? I would like to meet this Ruby Rose. Of course. I'm done for. And since it's been 22 minutes, we are going to end this here. Next time we'll continue with Chapter 6, Sunday. Yeah.